All right, so I'll tell you about me as an individual, then I'll tell you about my company. My name is Edwin Hubbard Jr., and my daytime role is the Senior Director of Funder Relations for the Akron Urban League. That's a long title just to tell you I'm a professional fundraiser. That's what I do for a living. My entire career has been spent working in nonprofit. My degree is in nonprofit management from Cleveland State. I'm a Cleveland native, but I'm an Akron transplant. Everything that I do volunteer-wise is all Akron, except for one thing I sit on one board in Cleveland on the 100 Black Men of Greater Cleveland. But I've spent my entire career working in development, and also a part of my day job, I do workforce development through our Ignite program with the Akron Urban League. I say that and it's relational to my personal company because, workforce development, outside of just creating opportunities for finding people jobs, is very much about understanding who people are and what they do to help them reach their fullest potential. So I've been doing a lot of volunteer work and a lot of, I would say, side consulting for over the past couple of years. I've always been interested in motivational, inspirational speaking and identifying ways that I can help people become a better version of themselves. So finally, I've been doing this work a little over a year, and I've been getting paid for it, and I decided, you know what, let's really start to push this thing. Let's really roll it out. So although I'm very much interested in my own business, it's not a mission to say that I'm not interested in what I do as development, because I love what I do in development. I just believe it's really important to create alternate measures of self-reliance and self-sufficiency. So Inspires is an inspirational, motivational consulting firm. I focus on helping people turn their strikes to strengths. Why would I say strikes to strength? So as a young African-American male, I was always raised in a household. My mom would always say, you have two strikes against you going into the professional world, is that you're African-American and you're a male. And so that stuck with me my entire life. And I wanted to find how could I get over those type of objections that existed. And it really started with just changing my mindset. The motto of my business is life to the next level. And that's what changing your mindset is about for me. So an analogy I like to use is I watch baseball, right? And I have children, and my son is involved in baseball. He gets worried when he goes to bat, and he thinks it's the three strikes and you're out. Well, if you change your mindset and you already thought that you only had one chance, if you get two extra, it's a bonus. So I think I put more pressure on those who oppose as opposed to myself. I can always bet on myself, and I can always work with individuals to find those best qualities in themselves so they can also bet on themselves. So a lot of the work I've done has been in emotional intelligence. It's been based in helping individuals develop their personal brand and personal plans to help elevate their lives. An example of this would be, so over the past couple of years, I've been working with Cleveland Job Corps. I've had the pleasure to go in on a monthly basis and mentor 120 men in individual sessions. And from doing that, so what I found is that these individuals come from households where they don't have parents, they don't have a stable foundation, they don't have people who they can look to aspire to. And I come to find out that that's a common trend among people that look like me. In a lot of conversations, I used to digress away or try to move away from talking about the elephant in the room, which is always, the perspective of minority, until I got to a point where I felt that I should embrace it. I embrace being different, I embrace being an underdog, and I embrace creating opportunities for those who are underserved. So my target audience or market is, although I mentioned those who are underserved to me means a lot of different ways. Underserved is a person who doesn't have the full capability or belief in themselves to get to where they aspire to be. And that's where Inspires comes in. I hope you find the best version of yourself.
1 minute. So here, the ice cream has no added sugar, no milk, no eggs. Can't make ice cream without milk, egg, and sugar. And I've done that. So in the midst of that, I became diabetic. So that was one of the reasons why I done it. I'm not allowed to have ice cream, as for a lot of other people aren't. So I found a niche that needed to be fixed, and I fixed it. So that's why I'm here today. The plan is to have either brick or mortar or a truck, versus I need more than just my friends and family purchasing this, because it's for everybody. I specifically figured I could target diabetics and lactose people, but it's really for everybody. but my main two targets is people who's lactose and people who's diabetic like myself. I sell 12 ounce. I started with 6 ounces. People wanted more, so I went to a 12 ounce. My freezer can only hold a 12 ounce. I have a small freezer. It can hold two 12 ounces. I have 16 ounce cups, but I don't have the freezer space to hold them, so I only sell 12 ounces cups. My sale profit margin rates for the 12 ounce cups is 50 to 66% as of to date at my price margin, that the stuff that I purchase now. The more I get, the cheaper I can make it. 50% being my black walnut and vanilla, because those two are the most costly of my ingredients. Black walnuts is high and vanilla is even higher. So those two being the most costly, it costs me $12 to make, I make $24 on it. And everything else is 66% on top of that. It costs me $8, I make $24 on it. I have Halo beat by 200%. Halo's lowest calories is 280. I'm 11. Can't touch it. So I really don't have none. They would be my closest competitor because they just came out, but they're not going to give you the flavor that you just tasted. I don't care what ice cream you go to. Nobody's going to give you the flavors that you just tasted. Nowhere. Not only that, my ice cream shelf life is 12 to 24 months. What ice cream can do that? On the label, it says made by or with or around peanuts or sunflower seeds or whatever the case may be. Those labels it's on there. It's in part of the description. I can't say it's milk because there is no milk, so there's no eggs. But it's the stuff that's not in it versus what if you're allergic to, I don't know, strawberries, then you just don't get the strawberry one. So you don't get strawberries if you're allergic to strawberries. My doctor told me to stop eating ice cream or I was going to die. I got hit by a semi-truck in 2013. It was one or the other. Keep eating it, don't live. Stop eating it because of the sugar, which nobody's allowed to have. So I had to find an alternative. So it was one or the other. There was no middle ground. Thank you. And I will say, on that card, they are available right now.
So like I said, I'm Cassie McClellan. Good morning, everyone. My passion is finding a new home for used things. Who here has ever bought something on Facebook Marketplace before? Sold something? Stalked the Facebook profile picture of the person that's buying or selling to see if they're psycho? I love buying secondhand. And as a mom of 3, the ability to buy secondhand while I'm in my pajamas after the kids have gone to bed is a godsend, right? There's so many benefits to buying secondhand. It's environmentally friendly, it's helping out a neighbor, and most of the time the quality and the price are better than what you can get new. So I love that when I log into Facebook with the groups that I belong to, things that I may or may not need are populating up and I can see them. But what I was finding is that I'm looking at these Facebook profile pictures, right? And I'm looking, is it safe for me to meet this person alone? Is it safe for me to bring my kids? Can I invite that person into my house? And so that bargaining of my safety, along with the convenience of like, okay, I can meet Wednesday, oh, you can only do Thursday afternoon, it was just devaluing the pieces that I wanted to buy. So that's where Rubber City Resale comes in. We're an online-based consignment store. We blend Facebook Marketplace with local artists and a brick and mortar to kind of bring the best of all of those worlds in together. Our shop is located just down the road, about 2 blocks up from the University of Akron's campus, and it's much more of a warehouse than a shop. Buyers find our products online, on Facebook, on Nextdoor. They come into the shop and pick them up. We take a portion of the sale for our work that we put into it, and then the rest goes right into the seller's account, usually that day or a few days following. The feedback we've gotten so far has been incredible. Our sellers are people downsizing, parents who just have too many toys and are looking to thin the herd, estates that need help kind of getting rid of all of the things, even just my neighbor who's Marie Kondoing her way through her house. The sellers love that they can just drop everything off and then they're done. We offer pickup services, and our sellers don't have to know anything about Facebook, nothing about eBay, no PayPal, Venmo, any of that. Our buyers are everyone, and not just the tech savvy. I just sold to a set of grandparents who warned me, hey, we're old and we have a minivan. I said, great, I'm here for you. And they love that they come at a time when it's convenient for them. We're open after work, and that when they get there, we help them load it into their car. What we're working on now is we need to grow our buyer and our seller base. We need we're working towards a 50% off everything warehouse sale that we're gonna be hosting monthly. We're getting ready for our first one. We're preparing a huge party and a huge sale for the University of Akron Move-In Weekend because that's a huge market for us. And most importantly, we're working on developing our donation-based model that's going to allow us to accept more goods while also supporting a local charity. Businesses like ours, thrift stores, secondhand consignments, things like that, have the ability to be a multi-million-dollar a year entity. And we think that with our positioning almost right on University of Akron's campus, as well as a convenient downtown location, is going to set us apart and allow us to become one of those types of entities. I obviously have a lot of passion for this. I love finding things that have a great story. I love connecting with my community. I love showcasing local Akron artists that are doing some amazing things. And I love that we're able to provide quality goods at a price point that is affordable for everyone in our community. We want to hire a social media expert. I'm good at what I do, but I'm not great at everything. So I want to bring somebody in that can really help us get in front of more eyes, as well as, the right eyes, and have more engagements on our posts. I need to get a truck for the donation-based model so that we can do pickups. And I want to hire more staff to help with all of the tasks from picking goods up to loading things in cars, taking photos, inventorying, all those things that go along with it. That's my pitch, and I managed to stay under 5 minutes today, which was a problem, Sarah can tell you. So thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to any questions that I can answer. Cover it with chocolate and toppings, and then I also fill it with cheesecake. Also, you will see some of you may have a cheesecake pop, which is a slice of cheesecake dipped in chocolate, covered with toppings, just like we do our strawberries. And then all of you have a mason jar dessert, which some may be strawberry banana pudding. I don't know if you like banana pudding, but I added some strawberries to it to do a little something different. And also, one of our featured desserts that we sell right now really big is the caramel apple cheesecake in a jar. It's a mason jar dessert. So I am actually partnered up with Dave's Dinners at Chapel Hill Mall. They are a restaurant, so they specialize in seafood boils, burgers, wings, and different things like that, but they were missing the dessert. So that's where I came in. So I provide the desserts, and we actually make a great team. We've been doing very well together. We also are able to provide custom themes for parties. So if there's someone that may be having a unicorn theme party, I could take a strawberry or apple, turn it into a unicorn. Recently I did a safari themed dessert. So I took pretzels, apples, Rice Krispie treats, and turned them into bears, zebras, lions, and things like that. So we also do kids' birthday parties, we do demonstrations, we do date nights. So if you were having a date with your mates, we could come and set the mood, create your desserts right in front of you, get it all set up, and then we'll leave you be to each other. So we've been founded in March of 2015 is when we became an official LLC. And we just went from there. We started off with strawberries. We figured out everyone does not like strawberries, so we went from there. We started adding more items, adding more services so that we can fit a wider range of people. I figure the competitors are Sherry's Berries. They're also edible arrangements. We differ from them because we make everything fresh. We custom make everything. I put love in everything that I make, so it gives me an opportunity to have a conversation with my customers to see exactly what their needs are so that we can make sure that we fit their needs for whatever occasion that they may have coming up. And then the special touch that we put into everything for custom desserts and just to make sure that we hit the mark for whatever it is they need. We have weddings going on, we do dessert tables, we do personal gifts that the guests can take home with them. We also do baskets and things of that nature, party platters. So our goal is to become your favorite dessert provider. So when you're thinking that you're having something going on at work, you're having a party, you need a gift, you need a basket, we want you to think of us first so that we can create something special for you to give to your guests or your customers. Thank you.
All right, I'm Donny Rodgers. I'm the owner of Room 38 Autobody. Here's some car streets for you guys. I started Room 38. The name is based off of, I was an auto body instructor at Garfield High School. So that was the room number of the building. Okay, when they closed Garfield down to do the repairs they're doing now, to rebuild it, they cut our program out. So I thought the best thing to do was to go ahead and get in business for myself. So here's some before and after pictures of our work, what we do. We're a community-based body shop. All my employees are former students of Garfield that I actually taught in high school. We specialize in fleet work for companies. If you have vans, multiple things that need to be done, we can service all your vehicles. We do minor collision work, and we do restoration work. We do a lot of cosmetic work for people as far as if you need bumpers, you know, you have small dents, scrapes, and things like that. Autobody for us is a $48 billion a year business. Our goal right now is to at least do, starting maybe in the next 6 months, to be somewhere in the range of $50,000 to $60,000 a month. Right now we're doing maybe about 10 to 15. This is my third month being there full time, so I had just quit my job. So I feel like our numbers will, you know, go higher. We also, We also specialize in car lot cars. We got a couple contracts with car lots. We manage their vehicles. Our biggest need also for this money with this situation right here would be to get compressors and lighting. That's one of the biggest things that we need. Air compressors run all our equipment. So if we got one compressor dying down and I got another guy working, he has to slow down and stop what he's doing to keep up. So that at some times can set us even as far as a day back, you know. And also our lighting. When you paint cars, we have certain spots in our shop this to me is a dark room, and you miss certain things, and you got to pull the car out, then you see it. If you're buffing the car, when we do details for people's cars, you may see dull spots and things like that. So that's our bigger needs right now. I would also like to start a training program through our business again, because with Akron Public Schools cutting us out of the program, it is a very high need in the city of Akron for auto body techs. It's a very high need. And if you go to most surrounding body shops in the city, most auto body techs come from outside of Akron, Ohio. So we got a lot of jobs lost because of the lack of training in the auto body industry. So that's another thing that I would like to try to pride in our business as far as Room 38. Is there any questions you guys have for our business or anything?